Now, one particular view about Kamma or karma that the Buddha disapproved of was the view held by the Niganthas or the Jains, who thought that they are practicing austere asceticism in this life in order to wear out all the past unwholesome acts, all the past unwholesome actions, karmas, which they have performed in the past and accumulated in the past. And through this harsh, austere, ascetic practice in the present, which is referred to as tapas, they are wearing out the effects of all these actions. Now the Buddha went to discuss this issue with them and asked them quite clearly, now do you know that you actually lived in the past and performed such and such acts in the past, or do you just assume that? Is it just a speculative view that you hold? And they admitted, we don't know actually. Or do you know that by this particular practice you will be able to experience a painful effect of a particular act in this life rather than in a future life, that you can change the time at which a particular vipaka or karmic effect is going to be experienced? And again they say, no, actually we don't know this. So he questions them like this, and in the end he says, well, you admit yourself that you're just acting on a kind of assumption, and you are in fact causing these painful feelings through your own striving and exertion, putting forth effort in this very moment. And you can see a causal link, a causal relationship between this current action that you're doing and these painful feelings that are arising. So the Buddha shows clearly that in his understanding, not everything that's arising in the present moment as painful feelings, for example, has to be caused by something done in a past life or in many lives ago. And it's interesting to note this, because the Buddha then goes on to say that sometimes it's appropriate, it's useful to go through periods of time where we are practicing diligently and maybe painful feelings will be arising, but the point is not that these painful feelings in themselves are the essence of our practice, but rather if there are wholesome qualities of mind, that is kusala, mind states, skillful, wholesome, positive states of mind, which are arising as a result of this kind of practice, then we are on the path, we are on the Buddhist path to liberation. However, if there are unwholesome, akusala, unskillful mind states arising due to this kind of practice, then we are on the wrong path. So we can see in the Buddhist teachings what is most important is the ethical quality of our mind, of our citta, our state of mind, whether it's wholesome or unwholesome, whether it's kusala or akusala. That's what determines whether we are actually doing the practice correctly or not. Whether the feelings that are arising right now are pleasant or unpleasant is secondary. There are in fact pleasant feelings which are considered part of the Buddhist path. In fact, they are very useful, very skillful to develop through meditation. And since they lead to the arising of wholesome mind states, of positive, good mind states, then there is no need to reject those pleasant feelings. So the Buddha gives the advice, a monk, like somebody practicing the Buddhist path, is somebody who is not overcome by suffering and doesn't overwhelm himself by suffering unnecessarily.